What's up, guys? Your boy Kev on Stage. Listen, today's episode is sponsored by the 2023 International Leadership Summit. I'm going to tell you much more about them later on in the show. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to Marriage Be Hard Conversations. I am Kev on Stage. This is my lovely wife,
MrsKevOnStage.
And today we are blessed to welcome into the studio Ty and Shanté Tribbett. Hey. Clapping up for them studio audience. Hey. If you're new to this is the Marriage Be Hard Conversations podcast where we talk to couples and other people about how marriage be hard from the point of view of people who want to stay married. So everything we talk about is within the goal of marriage continuing. We aren't complaining just to complain. We want you to learn, grow. We want you to let you know you're not alone.
And be relatable. Listen, we be on the internet, on the interwebs, and folks be trying to make marriage. Listen, this is the reality situation. Marriage is beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's not a lie. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. But I had to move this weekend with my husband.
Oh,
see, you had to move with him.
I knew
what
it.
Happened?
Let me tell you what happened, Ty. I'm gonna tell you, and Shanté
okay.
as well. I'm gonna tell you what happened, and we're gonna get into the episode.
Okay. Our whole
I know
relationship
she's gonna
was
complain.
tested.
I'm gonna tell you Austin too. I'm gonna complain. I'm gonna tell you what she's gonna complain about. This is why you want to make sure we did therapy tonight. I'm gonna tell you what it was. Here was the agreement to my understanding. Okay, I said I want to hire movers and I don't want to touch nothing. Nah, don't leave me do no women stuff. Don't leave me do no women stuff.
Right, I'm gonna be fair.
I said I want to hire movers to the point where I don't want to touch nothing. I want y'all to pack everything. I want y'all to put it away.
I love it.
Okay, I want to come home. I'll go in the hotel for 2 days.
I love it.
House is now put together. Melissa had a different vision for this move. So she hired the movers. I thought we was hiring them under the same auspices.
Come on, auspices.
We weren't going to touch nothing.
Thank you, Jesus.
So she upstairs like, what are you doing? I said, I ain't touching nothing. I'm not doing nothing. You're not helping me. I was unaware that this was part of the agreement to help because I thought we agreed
we ain't touching
nothing. Then she was like, well, it costs more and this. But the truth of the matter is, I think what it boils down to, she wanted my help. Acts of service is her love language, and I wasn't active servicing. I was on the gram. I was playing Wordle
because
I
it
had
was
my
being taken care of.
I had my toes wiggling.
Same. Y'all brothers.
She had an organizer.
Brothers.
I said, "This is great. The more people in the house, the less potential work I got." Why are you upset with me?
It's being.
I had what she said. What you thought I needed to do? I said, I thought you want me to run, pick up stuff, grab the kids. Carry heavy stuff down.
That's it.
Do running errands. I thought I was doing a great job.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm failing miserably.
Wow.
Much to my chagrin.
What say ye?
What say ye?
That's not exactly what happened, but we're gonna let you have it.
There we go.
I understand that.
Take the
No,
win.
let him have it. You gotta take. You gotta
take
let
the
him
win.
have it.
Take a
Yeah.
split decision. They got to be unanimous, and the show ain't gonna be a knockout. But as long as I get to take the win, my eye black and closed. But they say I won
But you
somehow.
won.
One of the judges got paid off. That is not my concern.
It's not. I won.
That's
Ain't
right.
got nothing to do with me.
That sounded like the Eagles a couple weeks ago.
man.
Oh, sis,
So
I got you back.
usually in this podcast,
You
and this is
understand her? Hold on, okay. I'm sorry.
course.
Now
No,
we
let
go.
him run
Is
the show.
there room for two more?
let him run the
Is there
show.
a session
Yes,
tonight? Is there room for
yes.
two more?
there's room.
We meet at 7 o'clock every Monday.
Okay. I tried to get it canceled today because I knew I was going to lose. Said we got to do something else. The kid is sick. His leg fell off.
Exactly. Anything.
I don't want to be there at 6 o'clock.
Right.
But anyway, we like to start this podcast off at the very beginning. So what we do is we want you to tell us your love story, how you met, how you got together, from your each individual points of view, because usually the story is very different, and you guys can decide who wants to go first.
The truth is, first of all, praise the Lord, everybody.
Come
Thank
on,
you for having me,
hallelujah.
Pastor.
Praise the Lord. Yes, hallelujah.
Giving out to God.
Yes, come on. The angels of this house.
This house. Kevin, Melissa, I appreciate you. It started out, our families, we found out later, knew each other. Growing up in a small town, Camden, New Jersey, it's a very small town, so our families knew each other. Her grandmother, my grandmother, who was a pastor when I first came into consciousness, we talked about that.
Yep.
She went on to be with the Lord since our last interview.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry to
she
hear that.
passed. Thank you.
Yes.
98.
Yeah.
98.
98.
Amazing.
I preached the eulogy. It was good. She preached her grandmother's wedding.
Wow.
So she officiated the wedding or
Yeah,
before
yeah, yeah.
the wedding.
Okay.
So that's how far our families go back. We didn't really realize.
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So something happened in their house and their church where the church burned down. So the grandma was like, "Y'all still going to church? I know y'all ain't you can't go to this church. It burned down. But you go to them Tribbett church. Go down there and go.
Yeah.
Our church tonight is a youth service. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it was literally a Friday night. It was a youth service, and I'm on the organ playing. I got my pinstripe suit with my
Come
polka
on,
dot
come
tie.
on.
Come on now.
Come on.
I'm gonna look like Dick Tracy with
Yes.
Yeah.
on the organ. And she walking, I'm like, what? Who was that?
Yeah.
Because everybody in my church was my family.
Right.
So anybody who wasn't a cousin,
Who is that? Who's that right there? Who's that right there? Who's that right there?
Literally any new person.
That's mine. That's mine.
so I'm looking at the drummer and my brother like, yo, that's my, chill. I'm talking to her after church, chill. She came in, I thought she was one of the college, I don't know, she just came in or whatever. So that's the first time I saw her. I don't think we interacted that night.
So far, you're telling the truth.
We
So
love
far,
it. We
you're
love
doing
it.
good.
We love
So
it.
far.
Yeah, you do good.
Are these lights extra high?
They really are today, though. From the earlier conversation.
Oh, it was a
ain't
bad
really
idea
been
for me. That was December. Fast forward to March, I start this little group called GA.
Oh, yeah.
She comes to the first rehearsal, don't say nothing to me. She comes to the second rehearsal. These are on Saturdays. She comes to the second rehearsal. Her cousin, who was in the choir, says, "Hey, my cousin want to join the choir." I'm like, "Hey, how you? Yes,
You
she
are
can-
you.
Yeah,
Yes, you can join.
It's like she want to join the choir, but she don't have a ride to rehearsals.
Ah.
So possibly if you could help out with, I said I can give her a ride. I said take my number just so you can, I
Yeah.
can make sure you can be available for ministry
That's right.
on Saturdays. Her mom's a beautician,
Yeah,
so mom's
cosmetologist. So
mom was busy
Saturdays
on
are
Saturday.
the main day. Yep.
Yeah.
Just interject whenever you want.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm trying to walk very lightly. So rehearsals again is on Saturday. She calls me like Tuesday. Like, hey, how you doing? Just making sure. Now this is like back when the sisters on the phone. Like, how long you gonna be on the phone? Like,
Yeah,
corded house phone. This ain't no
phones.
cell phone.
Yeah.
So when I say she called me, she called the house phone.
Correct.
And my sister like, hurry up! I got my my boyfriend calling me at
Yeah.
3:15.
Right.
Yes.
What a life we had to live.
Do you understand that?
He was really like, bro, I'll hang up on whoever, bro.
Like,
Because
Yeah.
if they don't get it, it's busy.
Yo,
and the job is gone.
Or picking up from the phone in the other room. Get off.
Yeah, get off, hang up.
I still hear you breathing.
Yeah,
Hang up.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
she calls me like Tuesday. Hey, just making sure I still got a ride. And I was like,
Yeah.
Being responsible.
I mean, it's Tuesday. What's up? I mean, rehearsal ain't until Saturday. You
Right.
calling me Tuesday? What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? So I knew she was feeling me then. I knew she was like, all
Was
right,
you feeling him then?
Now you tell your side. When you walked in the church, tell her. Where my water?
He was a very nice person.
Uh-huh.
I thought he was a very, anointed man of God.
There it is.
Come on.
Okay, but
Church girls love a good anointing.
yeah, they love it. They
We-
love
we-
it. We love
yes,
it.
yes.
And so,
God
but
Almighty.
at first, I was not trying to do that. Honestly, I really needed a ride because my mom would leave every morning, and I really didn't have a ride.
Yeah.
So,
So she asked the leader.
Right.
I mean, go to the
Because if
top.
anybody gonna be there, he gonna be
He
there.
definitely gonna be there.
Oh, that makes sense to
Okay.
you. Okay.
And
I
so
like this
it's on
interview.
his way. It's on your way to the church. So I'm like, stop by, pick me up, and if you want me to be in your group, you're going to come
You
get
want
me.
to be in your little group.
You want
And
me to
so
be in your little group?
Your little
yeah,
group.
you're gonna pick me
Whatever.
up. So so that's how it all got started.
But she was praying for me.
Well,
How old were you guys?
I was 16,
Wow.
See, that's
16.
different.
I was 19.
and he was 19.
That was
So I
December.
was and I was coming out of a relationship. I mean, what was
16
yeah?
years.
They meant everything
But
to
a
us
little
then, though.
situation.
I mean, it's a
yeah.
real. It's still
At
the
16?
same.
Yeah,
That's
in
all
my
you
mind, in
knew.
my little mind.
He ain't talked to me at lunch.
Yeah.
However, will I
So-
move on?
Coming out of that, going into just meeting him and his family. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yo, tell the story. Tell her your mom said break up with him and pray. Come
Oh,
on.
we didn't get there.
Oh,
And that's not the
we're
point.
here
Tell it,
now.
finish
We're
telling.
here
Yeah.
now.
And so we're here. So
Wait.
that's how I met him. And
okay.
so, but we didn't start dating in the beginning. It was like a few months that went past.
Okay.
I was just riding with him each time. He had plans.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just chilling. I thought they were good
I had
people,
a couple
good
of
family.
entanglements.
And he had a few
I
girlfriends.
had to untangle.
Yeah, he had a few girls already. So it was just
Yeah.
like, we're going to be cool.
Yeah.
And it just it went into something else. And so I was just about to break up with this other dude. And my mom came to me and was like, hey, you can't date this other dude, because he was some dude off the street, drug dealer, all of that stuff. On the way home, he keep trying to talk to me. Finally, I just gave him my number type stuff.
Yeah.
But long story short,
she still got a thug. I'm just a Holy Ghost.
Exactly.
I'm a Holy Ghost thug.
So, oh my God. And so basically, my mom was just like, I don't think you need to be with that guy anymore. You're unequally yoked. He's not a man of God. Mm-hmm. I let you do it for as long as I could take it, but I think it's, God is saying that's enough. So I got mad. I was angry. I'm like, you just don't want me to be happy. You just this, you just that, not understanding, what it was.
16,
but she was like, and she didn't even respond emotionally. She was like, just go pray. Go talk to God about it, pray about it. But I'm telling you, he's telling me this. Immediately, I went to pray about it. Long story short, I was praying. I said, Lord, if you don't want me to have feelings for this guy, if you want me to break this off, I need you to take it away from me. Take the desire away, did all of that, prayed all of that. This was a guy at 16. I was just like, let me go to God. Let me talk to him. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to just stop doing something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just knew that on my own. And so I prayed. I was dating the guy for 9 months. When I got up from the prayer, you know how it's like routine. You just used to dialing his number, 10 times a day, just calling him bored. When I got up from my knees, I could not remember his phone number.
Shut up.
Oh, snap.
And I know it sounds like, I'm flowing, but I could not remember.
Cell phone when you just put
So,
bang.
So immediately I got up because it's routine, and I was like, it wouldn't. His number would not come to me. I'm like, 9 months of dialing his number 10 times a day. Now I can't remember the number. Yeah. So that's when I knew that was God.
Wow.
It was a miracle. I knew he was in it. And I said, well, if I can't have him, I would like, a guy like this, talking about his features and skin colors and his voice and all types of stuff. Yeah, I was detailed. Yeah. And that was all in that same prayer. And when I got up, like I said, I could not remember the dude's number. And that was the last time I talked. I haven't seen the guy since I got up off my knees.
He never contacted you again?
He never contacted me again. He never came. He knew where I lived and everything. It was just like it never happened.
Shut up.
Yes.
Forget Sierra's prayer. We need Shanté's prayer.
No, it's like it never happened. And then the next time I heard from him, we were married for a year, and he happened to call my mom's house. He was there, and my brother answered the phone, and he was like, sis, yo. He on the phone. He was like, I just wanted to say that you deserve this guy. He knew who he was.
Wow.
He was like, you deserve a better guy anyway. You're a good woman. And he was just giving all the compliments. And I hope your marriage is blessed. And then he just hung up.
And that was it.
And that was it.
Drug dealers or church boys, no in between.
Yeah, exactly.
Church girls be either going all the way.
All the way.
Not a dude who works at a bank that kind of go to church.
The Bible said hot or cold.
It's hot or cold.
Are you selling drugs or are you preaching?
I mean,
if you're not doing one or the other, I'm out.
I'm out. That's the extremes.
Jail or heaven?
No,
what
for
are
real.
you doing? Where am I visiting you? At the altar?
Right.
Or in lockup?
Right.
Right. And it's so true. And that's the vast difference nowadays. It's just like in or out.
Yeah.
But that's what it was.
And then eventually she just, we just started.
Yep.
We just kept talking and kept talking and kept talking until eventually it was like, all right.
Yep. And I was in 10th grade, so.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember all that. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Let's take a break here and hear for our Marriage Be Hard sponsors.
Want to take a quick break from the show to talk to you about our sponsor, the 2023 International Leadership Summit. Listen, guys, we are living in volatile times. The residue from the pandemic has left many in a state of burnout, questioning their purpose. The entrepreneur who's working overtime just to keep the lights on. The CEO who's struggling to balance work and family. The staff member who's wondering if they'll ever acquire the level of success they've been working towards for years. This conference is for you. Here at the 2023 International Leadership Summit lies fertile ground, perfect for rebuilding your confidence, stamina, and passion. It's about time to go from vulnerable to valiant. You hear me, y'all? Vulnerable to valiant, forging ahead to break new ground and dream new dreams. This breakthrough will be filled with conversations, sessions, and masterclasses that will help catapult you to the next level and open doors that you never thought possible. As you know, regaining the strength to keep pushing comes with its own set of challenges. It takes energy and oftentimes requires you to courageously demolish what once appeared to be your destiny to seek a goal even higher. We ain't taking the basics no more, y'all. We busting through that glass ceiling and going even higher. But you're already equipped with one of the most powerful tools you can create, your unique talent. And by combining that with the wisdom and strategies garnered from T.D. Jakes and some of the most brilliant, trailblazing influencers in the world, like Touré Roberts, Dr. Anita Phillips, Bozoma St. John, Sarah Jakes Roberts, Tristan Walker,
you guys are going to be even better. Don't miss this opportunity to establish new, stronger vision for your future and harness the energy it takes to turn that into reality. Listen, if you're listening to this, don't worry, don't fret. You can still join virtually Thursday, May 4th through Saturday, May 6th, okay? If you want to do that, you need to go to thisisils.org. That is thisisils.org. Sign up today, register for the virtual experience at thisisils.org, and become a better leader today. And now, back to the show. All right, thank you so much to our sponsors. We're back with Ty and Shanté Tribbett talking about Marriage Be Hard. We just heard their love story. So you married and then you rise to fame, I imagine. Now, in my experience as a consumer of the music, it was very much, I actually missed this about pre-internet. It was like somebody hit you like, bro, have you heard this?
Yeah.
I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to play this, right?
Play
on
the
the way.
tape or CD,
I'm going to play this CD. I'm going to play, you got to hear this. And I feel like that's how we found out about Ty.
Yes.
Like in Washington, I remember the person who told me about it, but somebody had the CD and it was like, Melissa, you probably feel the same. And I love gospel. We talked about this. There was like old school gospel, nothing. Mary,
Kurt.
You
gotta-
yeah,
Kirk
Kirk's the
kinda
one.
started-
He tried to,
Yeah.
He's not tried. Yeah.
But there was a lull where Kirk hadn't released any music in this
Yeah.
time, and then Ty and them came out,
Yeah.
and we
well,
was.
I feel like Kurt did, Mary did, and then Ty,
Ty was like, I'm in here.
Yeah.
Probably
Let's
the
go.
energy
the
was
2 or 3
different.
years
Yeah.
span at least where it was everybody we knew.
Yeah.
We was going to the concerts. We was playing the albums. We was wearing the skinny ties. We had the glasses.
Yes.
We was doing all this. We was
Because it was fun, but it was so churchy too.
Oh, it was so
You-
perfect.
Yeah, it was like the combination
It
of
gave.
like
For our age
it gave
group?
for our
Yeah,
age
for
group.
our
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It was because we couldn't go to the club.
Yeah.
We couldn't do nothing.
Exactly.
None of the things.
We couldn't do
None of the
nothing.
things.
None of the things.
None of the things.
So this music was like Beatles mania. It was
Yeah.
like
Wow.
it was like that for us. So I
We're
I know
church
that was
kids for
just,
real,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And that was just Tacoma.
Yes.
but
Right.
that was I know all across the United States it was like that. So for you guys, what was that like to go from just like I'm sure you were popping in New Jersey in the Northeast to like popping?
Yeah.
Did you
know?
guys ever move too?
We stayed in Jersey.
Okay,
We moved
okay.
around in Jersey. Like every year, we moved. Our first year in marriage, we moved in this little apartment, and she funded our whole year. First year of marriage, I was getting like $200 at my church, and her father figure, since she was 2 years old, had passed and left her a nice,
Trust fund.
yeah. So she couldn't get it till she was 18. I married her at 18. I was 21. So the funds was released to her. She said, I got you, babe. We're going to hold it down. I was like, babe, you ain't never got to worry about it. If you got me,
Period.
you got me now, I got you for the rest of my life. So
Right.
I know a lot of women are like, if he ain't got it, I ain't rocking with him. And I get that. But that's not our testimony. I ain't had nothing but a vision in my pocket.
Listen, that ain't our testimony either.
Yeah,
I
I'm
had a
saying-
bike and a Burger King outfit.
Ooh, I
Oh,
literally
yeah,
worked
that
at
was the
Burger
first
King.
Did you
job.
really?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that's
used
crazy.
to ride my bike or walk. Remember, my bike
Yo.
might have got stolen
Yeah.
or broken, and she used to beg her mom to pick me up because I get off at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't want him to walk from Burger King. We are the military base. It is safe.
Right.
But she was like, it's
But
raining.
it was cold and it was raining.
It was
Okay.
cold and raining. Now, that part is true.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
safe,
yeah.
but pneumonia is still a disease.
Yeah.
Real thing.
But that was, I had a lot in my mind, but I had
Yeah.
nothing to,
Nothing, yeah.
there was no reason to believe yet
Yeah.
at that time.
It wasn't materialized.
Not
yet.
at all.
Yeah.
And
Not at
Pentecost
all.
didn't teach entrepreneurship. They just
Sure.
taught holiness.
Shona.
Yeah.
Shona. Shona.
They didn't teach you how to start a business. They taught you how to start a praise.
That's
Come
it.
on. Come on.
That's it.
And
I
say
don't pay
the
my
thing.
taxes. Jesus 10%. Everything else I don't
Figure
know.
it out.
Nor
No.
do I care.
Exactly.
Literally. So I was like, so she really carried us. You understand what I'm saying? While I worked, and so from that apartment, every year we moved like to a different place. Just
Yeah.
trying to get our bands. We moved back in with her mom.
After the first year.
After the first year, it was her room in her mother's house was in the basement. So she had like a little apartment in the basement that she moved out of to marry me that we had to move back into.
Back
Damn.
into.
So it was
Were you
real.
still
It's
believing
a
at that
journey.
time?
Yeah.
You wasn't tripping at all?
Not at all. Not 1 second.
So it was
Bro.
just like, okay, this is what we gonna do?
Yeah. I was just flowing. We was flowing.
We was kids. I mean, we was 20. I mean, we was
Yeah.
hanging out.
But I wasn't like, dang, you can't. Like, I never had that attitude. It was just
I
like, here
love
you
it.
go.
I'm so glad
If I
social
say I
media
love
wasn't
you-
out.
I was
Yeah,
just
because-
thinking that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have to prove it to no.
Nope. It was private.
Yeah. The other thing is that the reality is a lot of us, though, you're married to someone who does, unless you're older, you have a
Right.
lot more time to get things more established. And that's not to say when you're older, you have things established.
Right.
Right.
But
That's true.
in the event that you're older, you have things more established. Y'all were kids.
We was
kids.
Yes.
Literally,
There wasn't
minors.
No,
Listen,
We can't even rent a
Minors.
car, and we are married.
Correct.
you can barely vote.
We,
Yep.
we can't get in a hotel. We can't even do this
Nope.
stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
So like it only makes sense. I mean, I get it, but it only makes sense that like at this point, I don't have a choice but to kind of marry your potential.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't really have
Yeah,
a choice.
Right.
Because you
What
don't
am
have
I
a
gonna
track
do?
record to show that you can do anything else because you just finished high school.
Exactly.
So
Like-
what can you?
Correct.
you do?
So that's
Yeah.
what it was like for us. And she had a job at a bakery because she got her commercial baker's license, right?
nice.
Yeah. So she had a job at a bakery, and one day we had a gig on the same day she had to work.
Yep.
So you want to tell
Oh,
me?
this
You
must be a
started
big
it.
thing.
I'm
This
talking
must
to
be
you.
a
This
big
must be a big
No,
thing.
yeah.
No.
I know.
It,
The way they popped
it
themselves
changed
out.
the,
It changed the trajectory of the
trajectory.
nations. We say that to be funny.
Ooh, to the
sometimes.
nation.
Come on, tell us the story.
Trajectory.
We call these inciting incidents.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Because
we
we
love it.
had this too, but we want to hear y'all.
Okay, so
Yeah.
her boss said, yo, you can follow your husband around and do all that if you want, basically, but you need something solid. You need something secure, and I'm offering you that, security
security.
here
Yeah.
with this job. If you go to sing with your husband, you will no longer have this job or this position here. So you make the choice today.
Oh
She came
my
home
God.
and told me, with icing on her lips from eating the last piece of cupcake she
Yeah.
had there. I said, yo, well, you tell her you're gonna miss that. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
gonna not, you're gonna thank you, you're gonna come with me. And I said, babe, if you quit, you'll never have to work again in your life.
That's what he said.
I was like, huh, when I said
Like the words escaped her mouth.
look at my hand, Ken. I said, you'll never have to work again in your life.
What did I say? What did I say?
That
That
nerves
right.
was like, oh Lord, you gonna back that up, Jesus? and it was Sesame Place. we had a gig at
They got
Sesame Place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she said, all right, babe, I'm gonna trust you. Like, all right. Hey, I'm not coming in. And it was, and that's what happened. And
Yeah.
from then on, she ain't never have to work again.
Shut up.
Huh?
That's correct.
From then
You
on, she ain't
caught
never have to.
That was the last job.
Dang.
That was the last job.
last
you had.
job I
How
had.
many years ago?
I was still 18 or 19.
19.
So,
Shut
We
Yeah.
were married 25 years, so 24 years ago.
yeah.
Wow.
24
years
years.
ago.
So
Wow.
Bro,
I've been able to rest.
I was so scared making
Dog.
that declaration.
You were showing up for
But you know
declaration.
what's so
Yeah.
funny? We just made our 10-year in LA like
Hey.
4 or 5 days ago.
Hey.
So Melissa had posted,
Yes.
I wrote out our family plan. I had scripture reference. This is what God is calling us to do.
I love it.
And we was on one accord.
You did
When
the same thing.
I wrote
You
it
wrote
all
out
out
everything.
and put it in this like
Jar.
this cake, the cake
Cake
jar.
tape?
Yeah.
Oh,
A cake jar. It's a
yeah.
glass
Yeah,
thing you
yeah,
put
the
on top.
glass, yeah.
So I put there ain't want no cake in there. I put the vision in there and I put it on top of
Yep.
the thing and that was it.
And I
I wish I
believed
could
it.
find it. Yeah.
But that first day we got here,
You
that
should
Friday,
find it if you
I know,
have
I'm
it.
trying to
should.
find it. Yeah.
But that Friday when that direct deposit didn't come from Boeing, that's my moment. I was like, oh, so y'all not gonna pay us because we didn't work in 2 weeks?
Oh my goodness,
Okay.
yo.
Wait, but can
Fine.
we go back to the faith that it takes to? It's one thing to like think a thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a whole other thing to like write it on paper
Yeah.
because I feel like that's the. It's like those inner thoughts. It's very vulnerable. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
looking for.
yeah.
To
Oh,
like,
that's
this
good.
is what I'm declaring. This is what I see for us. And not only that, I'm assuming you presented it to your wife, to Shanté, kept present. So it's like also now it's accountability because not
Yeah.
only is it how you feel,
Yeah.
you done
That's
wrote
true.
it out, but
That's
now you're
good.
gonna say,
And
this,
then you show somebody.
come on,
And
wife,
you show
this,
somebody
this is what I see for us. And now you want me to quit my job because of what I'm so confused. But yeah, I
And
mean,
at
you
the
didn't have
time,
the
there's
confusion.
nothing to show that this is gonna work
I
yet.
got you. There's no
You're no reason for
Yeah.
you to
Right.
believe as we move from expensive place to a more expensive place,
Yeah.
and you quit your job, he didn't have one.
Yeah.
To go sing at
Literally.
Sesame Place.
Yeah, and that's why I don't even know how it happened, but it's just God just did it. He just took care of it.
No,
So if I
literally.
try to think back and say, oh yeah, this happened and then that happened, like I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't
This
even
is
know.
something that I say about our experience. That exactly what you're saying. I say when things are unexplainable, God is the only explanation.
Period.
When
That's
I
good.
think
That's
back
it.
to
Man.
Amen.
the little bit of money that we had in Washington
Mhm.
to the no money that we had here.
Correct.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, barely making enough
Wow.
to no money.
To no money.
I promise you, I was thinking this. I was like, how did we live?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I was
Kev.
getting paid $500 a sketch to write, shoot, edit, direct, produce.
Wow.
And our rent was $2,300. Just the rent. Melissa wasn't working yet.
Got you.
And I promise, and we never went without. We wasn't hungry.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, it was always
Like,
just enough.
yeah,
Rice,
just enough.
Oh, that they done paid us twice. Just
Yeah.
a little bit. Just
Let me
a
tell
little
you
bit.
something. Now, for our wedding, our gifts, we got like 5 gifts. We had 500, 700
guests.
people at our wedding, but we got like 4 gifts, 5 gifts. Our wedding day was it was almost the worst day of our lives.
Oh, man.
I feel
Almost.
like it was almost the worst day of our life. We did not have support. People did not want me to marry her because she wasn't Juanita Minor.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
She didn't have the dolly and the
Yeah.
Like, you need somebody to sing the sermonic
Yeah.
solo before you preach.
Yeah.
You need that demonic
that was
solo.
a quote. That
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
quote.
exactly. Because it was
That
real.
happened.
It was that happened.
Because I'm the next preacher of the family, so you need
Correct.
the next first lady.
Yeah.
And she was not that. She was chilling like, what's good? You know what I'm
Hey.
saying? And so
Where's your
people
last card?
did not approve of us getting married. Literally
Yep.
in our receiving line, people were shaking my hand like, all right, it's too late now, cuz.
Too late now?
Literally, my religious, family members and stuff
Taking
like
them
that.
out to lunch,
And
saying
I'm like,
she gonna destroy your life, she gonna ruin your life. Don't marry her. All of that
I
stuff.
had a dream.
I had a dream about this, and I had a dream speech.
Not Martin Luther King.
Yes,
My
Martin
cousin,
Luther King.
Martin Luther King to me, bro.
Oh, my God.
Like, can we go out to eat? Yeah, what up? I had a dream.
Yeah. I want to take you out and tell you about
White
my
men
dream.
and black men will be against this marriage.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Jews and Gentiles will hate it.
The world will hate it.
I was like, what? So we didn't have support. We literally sat on the floor of our mother's house the night of our marriage in complete
And
darkness. We didn't even turn the light on.
Nope.
We was like, all right, we got. It's me and you against everybody.
Yeah.
Bet. It's us.
Exactly.
And we went from there.
We went from there.
Yeah, so we didn't have that support. Nobody thought we should be together or anything like that. So we was just really faith in it the whole way through. you
Yeah.
know? And it was tough. It was
And
hard.
it's weird because everybody else's marriage was getting validated.
What?
They was wilding out. They was fornicating. They was doing all types of stuff. But everybody was supporting them, paying for their marriages, doing all of that, and we trying to do it right. We not.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, wow, we
Yeah.
trying to do it right. We trying to do it the right way, and it was
Yeah.
just like it was
So-
the worst.
So for the point I was making was the gifts we got. One of the gifts was it looked like a flower, but it was like all $1 bills, right?
Rose.
It was like
Okay,
little
got it.
rolls
I
of
got it.
$1
Yeah.
bills, and we was like, hey man, we gonna keep that. We ain't never gonna use that.
Right. In 20 years, it's still gonna be a flower.
20 years we gonna
a
come back
bouquet.
to that thing and be like, woo!
I already know.
20 days later.
Already know.
20 days
Kevin,
later.
let me get 2 rolls.
That's what I'm saying.
Just get a
It
McChicken.
was
Like-
only one stem though.
It was only one.
It was one stem.
Okay.
It wasn't no bouquet.
Wow.
I was like, she loves me.
Listen.
Oh my God, that is so true.
Kevin, bro, I picked that thing like cotton.
Yep. That's a shame.
We had to start using that
I know.
$1 roll. I was like, this is embarrassing. We was pulling up to the toll booth, giving her the rolls. Like, here,
Yes.
take what you
Yeah, I
take how
understand.
much it costs.
Yep.
Take out what it
Take
costs
how much it costs.
and give me the check.
Because I'm going to
Yeah.
get $25 from the gig I'm going to, but I don't got the $5 to cross the...
To bridge.
It was tough.
You're
yo.
down before you get there.
Literally. And then when GA first started, I got paid. This guy gave me a big manila, the manila envelope?
Yeah.
It was so thick. I was so happy. It was
$35.
Okay. $35 $1 bills.
$35.
I have 35 band members.
Yeah.
So $1 each.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, singers,
It
you're
was
not
a
getting
full
paid.
group then.
It was tough. So for her to stick with me and still believe that that little vision in that little cake glass could come to pass,
Yeah.
like you the real MVP for that. I tell you all the time, but just thank you for just having faith, being my faith partner through
Indeed.
that whole time. Yeah, 'cause
So I have a.
Indeed.
I'm sorry.
Go,
Finish
go,
your
go.
affirmation
Go, go,
because
go.
that was good. I didn't mean to cut you off on
go
the
ahead.
on the. Yes, there you go. I love it.
Yeah.
My question.
Now I'm gonna have you on therapy tonight.
That's what you try to do. I ain't forget.
This will not be out there.
I got notes in my phone.
You got notes in your phone. You already wrote them out. Period.
Right. Let's go. And I got pictures and everything.
Receipts.
Come on, receipts.
Right.
I was gonna say, so you have this. Well, actually, it don't sound meteoric, but always from the outside looking in, it always feel like one day and then next day, boom.
Right.
So let me give the example, and I'll let y'all talk so I can frame my question. One of the things that has happened, I realize now all these years later, and I don't know if it's true for you, so I'm actually more curious, is that I realize some of who I am as Melissa kind of gets lost in what is Kev on stage. And so I'm almost wondering, have you ever experienced anything like that?
Totally. That's common. I hear a lot of women, they talk about that. They don't realize that's a part of their depression, or you know what I'm saying? They don't feel like they have an identity. I talk to a lot of women about that. I went through it, but I did it. I was happy to do it. I was just like, okay, God, I'm just going to be available full time to my husband, to my kids. I had dreams, aspirations. I wanted to be a psychologist then. I did school twice, both times got pregnant. So I just like,
Sorry about that.
finished out the first
You look so sexy, study.
So studious.
so studious. And both times I got pregnant, so I had to stop both of the first semesters. And so I was just like, okay, this is what you do as a woman of God. You put yourself to the side. You take care. You always be available for your spouse, your children. Because I felt like if I got a 9 to 5 and as busy as he was, I would never see him. So I'm thinking, okay, this makes sense. So I'm supposed to stay home, but that went on for 20 years, and I'm just starting to become who I think I should become, or who I feel like God want me to be, or trying to fulfill my own purpose instead of getting lost in, because marriage is part of life.
Absolutely.
God told me it's not the whole thing.
Come on.
It's part of your life. Your ministry, who you are, is part of your life. Pastoralship is part of your life. It's not your whole being. Now, you become one flesh, but God still has his own plans for us individually and collectively and together.
Listen, Shanté, I want you to pause.
Okay.
Because I ain't heard that in my life.
Yeah, that was
ever.
good.
Yeah.
But I liked that idea because I feel like leave and cleave, right? That's what we're taught. You got to leave and cleave. In some way, sometimes you leave yourself
Yes.
when you cleave.
That's true.
Like you leave everything, but you need part of yourself to enjoy your own life.
That's
you know,
true.
Melissa, we talking, she was like, but this isn't the life I envision. There's my own things, right? And there's no house, money, hotel, and trust me, I found out the expensive way.
Yep.
If y'all ain't cool, doesn't matter where you are.
matter.
A 4-star, 5-star hotel, if y'all beefing, is not nearly as fun as a picnic when y'all had $7.
That's true.
We had a hot dog at the Mariners game, and we didn't have enough for a soda.
Right. But was happy.
It was stuck.
Exactly.
But we had a blast.
A blast.
But we've been in 5-star hotels.
Yeah.
Beefing. It don't matter.
Same. Exactly.
It don't matter.
doesn't
So I
matter.
love that part. It's a part of your life, but
Yeah.
it's not your whole nothing.
Yeah.
Even your children.
Even your
As
children.
much as you love them,
Exactly.
they're also part of your life.
Part.
You know.
And we make the mistake sometimes of just identifying ourselves by those things. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because that validates us, that identifies us to us. But I have to always realize, you're not a musician, you're not a pastor, you're not a husband, you're not a father, you're not first. You're a son of God.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're my
That's first.
son. So
Right.
then everything from there, you know what I'm
Flows.
saying?
Yes,
flows.
exactly.
But you got to hold on to that as the core, or else you become your assignment.
That's true.
You're never supposed to become your assignment.
correct.
You're never supposed to do that.
And marriage is an assignment.
It is.
Yeah.
But you're never supposed to become your assignment.
That's
When you
correct.
become your assignment, you use the people you're assigned to instead of loving them.
That's right.
But when you know who you are and you know that who you are responsible to and for
That's
is
right.
your assignment, you can love them and not need or use them for
That's correct.
all of these things. And I think a lot of people, husbands and all that, and pastors especially, I'm a pastor. No, you're a son of God. Because if you think you're a pastor first, you'll use people, and that's supposed to be your assignment. So I had to learn that too, the hard way.
Or
as
you'll
well.
use it as an identity. And that's the
Yeah.
problem. There's
Yeah.
nothing on this earth that we should be identified with. Only Christ, only God. God is the source of all things. So if I'm using my marriage as an identity, of course I'm going to get lost. It's going to get lost in translation. It's not going to make sense because he's human. We're two humans. It can't be into each other. And then the Bible says, put no confidence in the flesh. and all of those type of things. He is the source. So he said he's not the source of your joy and your happiness. I am. So that's why you've been depressed all of these years. You didn't even know what was wrong because you're thinking that he's the one who's supposed to do this and supposed to do that. Now, he does have jobs to do as a husband, but when it comes down to your emotions and who you are, you don't idolize marriage that much because it was to the point where I was starting to feel lonely or starting to feel all of these just unhealthy feelings. And it's like, well, what is this midlife crisis? But all it is the midlife crisis is just that we're not using God as our source. We're not dependent on God. We're self-dependent or marriage dependent. But at the end of the day, take that away. Where is God in all of this? And so he became my source of everything.
And I feel like
Are you experiencing
Ooh,
things?
child.
so I feel like the Holy Spirit is everything, right? So we need him because to become one flesh, and you know what I mean, and husband love your wife and gave himself up to do that and not idolize her or not prioritize her over God or whatever is a fine line.
Come on.
So you need the sensitivity of the Holy Spirit and the wisdom to be like this, not that.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
You need the Spirit. That's why it's liquid, it's fluid. The Spirit is considered water in the Bible. It's not just a blueprint.
Stagnant.
It's all right, acknowledge me in all your ways. I'll tell you
ways.
and I think obedience to God in the mosaic things. I say mosaic because you see the big picture, but when you close up, you see it's like little Motrin pills or something like that.
Right.
I'm trying to obey God in those little things, meaning thank you for a ride, or the little things like that, like babe, you or whatever it is, because the
love
gratitude,
languages.
the gratitude you could give her will release serotonins and oxytocin. Just the little things. So when she's talking about what you should be getting from your spouse and stuff like that, and when your spouse don't give it to you, it's a lack of obedience to God, pricking your heart. Like, hey, tell her she did it. Tell her she looks. Tell her the little thoughts that just pick. Oh, she looks so cute doing that, but you don't say that. Or wow, I appreciate she always pick up my kid. Just the little things helps you serve not just your wife, but serve your relationships well. And God gives us that prompt, and the Holy Spirit gives us that prompt. And from compliments to affirmations to whatever, we sometimes just keep it as a thought and just appreciate them in our heart.
Right.
But we don't serve them well when we don't obey and speak it.
Give me my flowers while I can smell them.
Yeah.
1000%.
Not that money flower.
Not the $35 money flower.
Let's take a quick break. Quick break to hear from our sponsor. We'll be right back after this. All right, thank you so much to our sponsors. We're here with Ty and Shanté Tribbett talking Marriage Be Hard. We've heard their love story. We've heard their rise. Now we're curious.
Hold on. I just want to say really quickly, because I know where you finna go, that is so, it's so good. And one of my favorite parts, I would say, about the Marriage Be Hard conversations, we've had the opportunity to have conversations with couples who are kind of in the same kind of entertainment space. And one of the whole goals of my entire platform, or kind of the motto that I have, is that there's help in transparency. And what I mean by that is a lot of us feel isolated and alone because we feel like we're the only ones going through something. And so when you, for me, when I'm interviewing, having conversations with people who have similar experiences, and I'm like, man, it's not just me.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all be, y'all, that's for you too.
And emotions.
Yeah, I understand. And so when you're saying, your assignment can't become your identity. You didn't talk about, listen, 40 is knocking on my door, okay? Every day we have a conversation. And I'm like, girl, back up.
What's up,
Back
Liz?
up.
July 14th,
Girl,
I'm
back
going to
up.
be over there.
It's first of all, my
July
birthday
11th.
I don't know where the 14th came from. I
My
think that's your mama's
mom
birthday.
and grandma's birthday.
Yes, the 14th.
Okay. That's okay.
Right
sweet.
Yeah,
down.
I'm gonna just add that to the notes for tonight.
It's a lot of birthdays that week.
Yeah, it is. It's legit. But yeah, it's like, okay, girl, back up. July ain't here yet. But it is causing me to have like this very like existential crisis about like, who are you?
Yeah.
What should you be doing?
Yeah.
Or why are you not more than just MrsKev on stage?
Yeah.
I'm so confused what your life is. And I'm just like, oh, girl, I'm not ready for these conversations.
It's so
And
common.
so it is, and it becomes so like overwhelmed and consuming. It's very consuming for me, actually. And so to hear like, oh, this is the word I want to use is normal. Whether it's healthy could be a different conversation, but normal. That I'm not the only one having these conversations with myself. I'm not the only wife married to a huge personality man. And your whole in the beginning. And listen, none of this is done with resentment.
Correct.
I don't look back and resent the fact
No.
that I posted the other day, or well, not the day, 10 years ago, March 1st. I'm following my man over a cliff.
Got it.
Chasing this dream.
Yeah.
Child, it was either going to be a soft landing or we was going to crash and burn.
That's right.
Okay, there was only one or two
Right.
options.
Yeah, it's real.
See if this parachute working.
Showed
now.
up and on the way down. Pull.
Right.
And so to be where we are now, I'm grateful for it. I've enjoyed the
Amen.
journey, but it
good.
doesn't come without consequence.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
And it's not that I look back on, like I said, with resentment, but
Totally.
I am at a point where 20 years later,
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm asking myself, have I done well with the gifts God has given me?
Me.
Amen.
Right.
That's, those
And
are
I
good
don't know the
questions.
answer to that question today.
That's right.
So, if I could ask you something, if you feel the prompting of what the gift that God has given you, and you're like, oh, do you muzzle it
Yes.
because of
You
who
want
your
to be
husband
available.
is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does your husband know you're muzzling it?
Probably not. So I have to be very careful with one of my
Rules?
no. This Is Us moment.
Beth and your
I
boy,
don't know if you've watched
Sterling
This Is Us.
K. Brown.
Oh no.
Randall.
Randall and Beth, they had this moment in their bedroom, and I said, were the writers in my bedroom?
Yeah.
When they
Okay.
wrote this,
It's
I'm so
real.
confused.
It
How
might as
y'all-
well been.
Yeah, I mean, it was like
Okay.
verbatim. Okay, I was
Okay.
literally like, there was a camera in here.
Right. Yeah.
But I have to be very careful about not revising history in a way that I put on him that the sacrifices I made were at his request.
Right.
When I willingly.
Correct.
And oftentimes unsaidly.
Yeah.
Unsaidedly.
Yeah,
Come
of
on,
course.
come on,
Unsaidedly.
Liz.
We
Yeah,
get
most
context
times.
clues. We all
I
got
get
you.
You understand what I
Put
meant?
the words in the
Come
body.
on.
Unsettlingly.
Unsaidedly.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, sacrifice.
Yeah.
And now that's why I have to be careful today where I'm not, again, resentful.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
Of
yeah.
those
Because that comes.
Because that can
It comes.
come.
Yeah.
If you're not
Comes.
careful, it's like you got to do what you wanted to do.
Yep. Bitterness,
You did
resentfulness.
everything that was in your cake plan, everything that was
You
on
got
your
to do it.
manifest.
Yeah.
Done,
Done.
done,
Check.
done, done. And mine, I said, okay, so if we doing that, I'ma just.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's hard to multitask
It's hard. Yes,
like that.
it's hard to balance. So today,
Yeah.
if I feel
Really?
it, I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's why we go
sacrifice.
extreme.
You had
Yeah.
a show.
Yo,
That's
I
why.
had a show. I
You know
didn't even
what I'm
know.
saying?
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Living your best life.
I mean,
But
I'm
you,
up there.
Yeah.
but this is the
Waffle
thing,
House.
and I'm in the audience
And we
with
with
you.
it, like,
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
But 20 years later, I'm like, well, now wait a minute.
Like, okay, who
Yeah.
am I? Like, what am I?
And as you age, the older you get, the
It's
more you start to
natural.
reflect.
Totally.
On, and honestly, at least for me, my brother passed, and that brought in like, what have I done? Have I done enough? Am I living my life correctly? Like, am I meaning enough to my children? When that wasn't a thought that much. I was just
Right.
living, chasing my dream. But
Yeah.
now, when a sudden death happens, you're like,
the trauma.
shoot, if
opens
I were to
you
leave
up.
today, would I have I done enough? Am I doing
Yeah.
what God wants me to do? Have I achieved my goals?
Yeah.
Or am I being a good father enough? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
well, have I left my children?
Yeah.
So that it's interesting how that shape, or I would say changes you.
Yeah.
How do you feel
ages
about?
there.
First of all, I wanted to reach out to you so badly when that happened, bro. And I realized every Kevin in my phone was not you. So I gotta get your number, bro. But anyway, so our condolences.
Thank you.
How do you feel about her saying that? And do you wake up every day like, hey, what do you want to do today, babe? What's your goals?
Listen.
Come on, I'm ready to be. I tell my wife all the time, I'm ready to be in your choir now. You've been in my
Listen.
choir for 20 years.
Yeah.
Where your choir at? I'm tenor.
I
honey.
100% get it.
I don't want no
I
choir.
feel like Barack Obama said this. Once he finished the presidency, he was like, you have done your part. We are like essentially switching. And I'm doing the thing. But the thing is, in all honesty, I 1,000% will be in her choir. But some of the stuff won't even be the same.
Okay.
The kids are old now.
Yeah.
Right.
The sacrifice you made, even if we switch right now,
Yeah,
it
won't-
ain't going to compare
Yeah.
to what you did because
Yeah.
the boys are almost self-sufficient
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So,
What are they, 9?
they-
That's self-sufficient.
Yeah, these days.
Low key.
but it was never my intention, hope, or even
Of course.
idea.
No.
Of course.
I wasn't even aware. Like,
Yeah, we don't think that.
we thought we was just, we just doing it. We
Of
moving to LA.
course.
We
Yeah.
doing this, blah, blah, blah.
She's
We're
like,
so-
I'm with you. Like, okay.
Yeah, she working in some ways. She's also said like she worked a regular job, almost how you supported. The months where I had no health care, she had health care.
Got you.
Months where we on a net 90 world, and they forget we've been chasing a check from a record label that should not be named
Oh my God.
for going on 8
wow.
months. And this ain't no little bit of change. I done paid everybody.
got
By the
you,
grace
bro.
of God, we're okay. But if we weren't like,
Yeah.
bruh,
Come
give me
on,
my
man.
money.
Yes.
What are y'all doing?
Yes.
man.
It's
Come
almost a
on.
9 month.
Like,
It's a
now you about
baby
to make
born,
me-
and we
Yeah.
ain't got paid. So we wouldn't have been able to make it if she
Wow.
didn't have that
what
steady
I'm saying.
income,
Okay.
steady everything, because my
Amen.
stuff was hit and miss until it hit. So to answer your question, I
Yeah.
1000% would do it, but it's like at some point now, and this might be ego driven or
Go ahead.
a fear.
Yeah.
The machine is so big. If I stop, it don't just affect her anymore.
Right.
There's people on payroll that she
Yes,
loves.
that's
But do you have
too.
to stop to be in a choir?
Come
No,
on,
no,
that's a
no.
good question.
I don't have to.
Okay.
I don't have to.
But he's just
Yeah.
saying, you just
Oh, y'all
thinking
just talk.
extreme
the
thoughts.
fear is what
Is
do-
the all in the same as my all in?
yes. Like what does it look like?
Right.
I don't
It-
think- I don't think-
what
I don't-
It doesn't have to be exactly the
Yeah,
same.
I think what she's asking for me, and help me if I'm wrong, what I didn't do in the past, there wasn't a conversation around certain things.
Okay.
It was like, this is what I'm doing, and if I'm changing that, this is what I'm doing now. If I'm
Right.
changing that, this is what I'm doing now.
Right.
And if she's not chasing her own dreams where that can be affected, that's not as big of an issue. But now when she has her own podcast,
Yeah.
her own video shoot,
Yeah.
Right.
whatever, you change now I might not be able to adjust. I really need you to get the boys, and I can't not do it.
Right.
So I think now the plan part that I didn't have to do before, planning and sticking to it, which is what I don't want to do. I want to go wherever creativity leads me.
Yeah.
If I want to do a
Preach,
musical, I'm
pastor,
doing a
preach.
musical.
I didn't know you
Yeah,
was my
that's how
pastor.
they-
Right.
yep,
I
that's
didn't
how-
know.
I want
Y'all
to
might
do
be
this movie.
brothers.
It's
Yes.
the best movie ever.
I didn't know you was my spiritual father.
Yes.
Now this is a dumb
Yeah.
idea, and I'm
Yeah.
doing this,
Yeah,
and
I
I
feel
need
you.
20K.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's the relearning, and we talk about this in the book. Not to pitch it, but it's true. It's the learning and changing and growing while you're both. It's almost like driving stick on a
That's
on
good.
a hill.
That's so good.
And most people don't drive stick anymore, but people our age grew up on
we know
stick.
about-
Yeah.
You had to give it
He
just
drove
enough
sticks.
gas, enough clutch,
just enough
not
clutch.
Yeah.
too
Not
much
too
of
much.
either. The car will cut off,
Yes.
will
Yes,
fall back,
scary.
and it's like driving stick up a hill in an older car in the rain.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my
You're like,
goodness.
"Dawg," and Melissa had a car that it was like that. Could barely go up the hill.
Oh.
So you had to have it perfect. And if you hadn't had to do that, you're a little bit rusty in that way.
Yeah.
And I would say that's where we are at.
understand.
And also some of the other thing that is, I found some of your habits of who you are very hard habits to break.
Yeah.
No matter how much you
100.
try,
Come on, bro.
your reflex is your reflex.
Reflex,
Yep.
yeah.
You're trying to stop somebody
Yeah,
from hitting your knee if
yeah.
a doctor hits
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't even be thinking.
Yeah.
Right.
As much as I would try not to do that, it's almost automatic.
Yeah.
Before I can even think, I've already done the habit, because I've been at this point been doing it for
so
35,
long.
40
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And I know.
Yes. Of course.
But
know.
it's so hard,
Yeah.
you know. But that's the fight.
Do you
I
feel
would
like
say.
you're starting to fulfill some of your?
I feel like I'm definitely in a phase of rediscovery. That's
Okay.
actually what I'm going to call it. I am
Yep.
in the rediscovery of who Melissa is, what Melissa wants to do, even down to a point of in therapy. I've learned. She said that my intuition is my superpower, and I realize how much I doubt, minimize, and sometimes silence my own intuition.
Wow.
And so retraining myself to hear and trust what I am feeling.
Be mindful, being aware,
Man,
live in the moment.
listen,
Yeah.
it is really like turning the frequency on your radio,
Totally.
and it has been either A, on a different station, or B, you done gone so far out of range that the frequency is just off.
Yeah.
And it's no longer picking up signal. You just
Right.
getting and so now I'm finding myself coming back to, come on, that was a good analogy.
That was very
I find
good.
myself coming back to myself
Yeah.
so I can pick up the frequency again.
Yeah.
I
I love
can
that.
hear myself again. I can
love that.
trust myself again. And that has been a little scary.
Yeah.
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 But also a lot of fun, because sometimes, and I literally have to say, I knew it.
Right.
Yeah.
To retell, like, so
Yeah.
I can rehear,
Remind
like, girl, you
yourself.
were right. You trusted yourself, and look what happened. You was right.
Oh, your
Yeah,
name is
that's
changing. I just
good.
keep hearing your name is changing. He's changing your name.
Come on, tell me
Your
more, sir.
identity. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the Jacob Israel. I don't know, but you.
Tabitha Dorcas.
I
Yeah.
just thought about that.
Our pastor preached that to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get up.
That's all
Yeah,
I hear.
and that was the message. Get up.
Get up.
Your name is changing, girl.
Come
Embrace
on.
it.
Amen.
I'm feeling it.
Embrace
I'm
it.
all hot.
You're
Embrace
Melissa.
it. Come on now.
Don't you do it.
Okay.
Because you couldn't even think of a good one.
No, I'm saying you're Melissa.
Oh, I thought you
He
was
was
finna
searching
say,
for it?
yeah,
No,
he
he
was
was
searching for
just
another
calling
name.
No, I was just saying you're
Oh,
Melissa.
okay.
MrsKevOnStage is a part of who you are.
Oh, I
You're
got you.
Melissa.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
You were like, don't do it. I was like,
Because I
that
thought
was
you was
it.
going to say, but you finna be Masupadoo.
Oh, Bible name. Oh, no.
That's why I was like, don't. You going to mess up the
So
moment.
Larry, you have more belief in me than you should. I
More
ain't
faith than you should.
that creative.
All right, let's take a break here from our sponsors.
Yeah.
Thanks so much to our sponsors. Shanté, I'm coming back to you.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all asked me all the questions. We're going to come big.
Gonna be.
Come big. We're going to come
okay,
big. What has your process, or have you gone through the process of, as I called, rediscovery of who Shanté is?
Totally. 1,000,000%. What I wanted to say was we all come from different walks of life, and we've all had different experiences as children and different parents. So that means that we've all had different voids. We all are born of women, of human. So God said that there will be voids. I mean, we're all human. But some people's voids they run deeper than others.
Yeah.
And so our value system, we didn't develop that maybe as a child. And so that's why we would just quietly, we'll process things quietly and we'll internalize everything because we don't know how valuable we are. We don't know if we're allowed to say, hey, babe, no, I really don't want to do that today. I think I want to just do this. But I know women who has that value system, who knows what they want. They never not knew what they wanted.
Yeah.
They've always gone for it and still have been loving wives and good people and all of that.
Controlling.
It don't mean any of that. But because I was abandoned as a child, I feel like I've had these deeper voids.
Father wasn't there.
Father wasn't there, biological father. And so, of course, I didn't know who I was. And so my identity would just lie in the person who would make me feel most comfortable.
Got it.
And so that's what happened. So it doesn't start from our adulthood
Absolutely.
or marriage. It starts from childhood and how we think about ourselves and how we developed. So we missed certain skills that we didn't develop as children because we missed, we've had like an unmet need or something wasn't met. And so we tried to meet our own need as children. Of course, we meet it in the wrong way because we don't know God as, like we should then, because our parents didn't fulfill that void. And so we go on with life with these voids, not understanding that before we get married, we should really be healed. And you know what I'm saying? Before we do all of these things. But when we grow up in church and religious settings,
Praise
they
it
don't
all.
always tell us, about that.
Right.
It's just like, go get married. But we're all walking in with wounds and we're all walking in with sores and stuff like that. And so if we don't realize those things, then we'll just start developing a little off, a little, it's not just, it's not fair, but we don't realize it's not fair until
Later
we're
on.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because we didn't develop the awareness of, okay, I don't really want to do this. Oh, okay, well, I might just want to do this. So we just put ourselves away and we just take on other identities. But
She's
childhood
coming
has
in, but she has started the process. And
so
you
I have
are-
started the process. Yes, I walked through it. I've dealt with hypertension and anxiety disorders, panic attacks, and all of that. But it had to get to that point because I didn't realize that I was overworking myself. I didn't realize I wasn't getting the things that I needed because I'm not used to knowing what those things are as a child. So how would I know as an adult? What you don't know as a kid is not just going to come.
Right.
You have to learn skills and you have to develop to be this person you want to be.
Yeah.
And so I had to go through a change, and I had to start seeing God as my source. That's how I came to that. God started talking to me saying, yeah, daughter, you have to see me as your source. You have to come to me when you don't feel whole and you don't feel happy and you feel low. You have to start knowing that I'm your father. I'm always there. I'll never leave you nor forsake you. You are a royal priesthood.
Yeah.
You are a holy nation. You are a peculiar person.
Period.
You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are. And it's like, oh, I am somebody. I didn't know that. My dad didn't validate me. He didn't give me an identity. He didn't accept me. He didn't, all of those things. So I didn't have much.
Right.
So I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to be
Yeah.
self-sufficient and self-reliant. And God, for a little while, he'll let us be that way. But after a while, he'll start, because he knows it's not healthy for us to be self-reliant because we're only human.
Yeah.
We have to depend on him. And so when we start losing ourselves, feeling lonely, feeling all of these fears, and it's because we're not in his presence, God's presence as much. We don't know him as much as we should because we just a fight or flight. We worrying about ourselves.
Yeah.
We're trying to stay alive. We're trying to keep our marriages. We're trying to be the best mom and the best wife. And it's like, it's not even about that. I am loved. I don't have to be the best wife to be valued or to feel valued. God, my value system comes from God. So that's what I'm saying. So marriage, again, is part of life. He's going to bless my marriage. But me, you know what I'm saying? He's blessing me as well as blessing my marriage.
Yeah.
But that's not...
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not one and the same.
They're not one and the same. It's weird.
And to know God, what she's saying is to know God is to know how He views you.
Yes.
Like it's never just, oh, He's holy. He's no. When you in a relationship with God, He's gonna say, hey, I'm your father, and this is who you are.
know, exactly.
So she's starting to come into herself and being more transparent and honest, and that's that was a transition for us.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because I was like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
You don't like my
Yeah.
jokes? You don't like my purple suit? What do you mean? You didn't like my purple suit with the mustard tie? You never told me that. I wore that every Easter. You
That
said
part.
so. The honesty and
Yeah.
turning
Had
it,
to
you
be
know,
more
it's like
honest.
y'all said it's like the clutch that sticks you. I see it as like a revolving door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm behind her or she behind me, we got to find that rhythm where we're
Yeah.
both moving at
At
the same time.
Yeah.
Or we won't go to the other side. We'll never get to
true.
the other side. So I embrace it, and I love that
Totally.
she's coming into who she is. She's a life coach now. You're
Yep.
doing your
I'm
thing.
doing my thing. And so I've always helped people. I've always listened to people. I love to listen. I love to help and walk people through life and any situation, any question they have, call me. You know, I love to answer questions and just be there because I was confused most of my life as a child. So it's like I know that people are lacking a lot of information. They're lacking a lot. So I said, yo, I'm going to avenge Satan. He took a lot from me, so now I'm not gonna let nobody around me walk around ignorant or walk around lonely or feeling separate from God or feeling like they're nothing or not valued. So anytime I sense that, I'm on it to help.
Yeah.
But I just recently turned it into a business.
Got it.
Because I was becoming a little overwhelmed with helping.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I had to put a price
Yesterday's
on it.
price.
Yeah.
It's not today's price.
Right. That's
But when she
right.
talked about being self-sufficient and self-reliant, I became that way too because I grew up, and I'm not taking, I'm adding to this. I grew up, religious. Y'all know how we grew up. So when I came out of religion, I'm like, man, I'm going to do this. That self-sufficiency and self-reliancy increases arrogance and pride. And we don't understand the stony heart or the callous heart that pride produces. So it's hard to love or be in a relationship with somebody you care about when you're so when you're so tight here. So God will send certain things, hypertension for her, things for me, to break your heart, to humble us. And now I'm more pliable to be like, hey, babe, what you know what I'm saying? It makes the relationship and the marriage that much more pliable, and that you remain clay. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a lot of issues in marriages too. People got their gates and their walls up, and they're so
Protecting
them.
themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, my uncle did that to me. My
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in LA. I can say it. Break
Break
yourself, fool.
Break yourself. Yeah. That's right.
Humble yourself. And talking about Jacob and Israel, I just talked about this because I just came into this revelation that my friend told me. He said the name Israel, Isra means to struggle with, and El means God. So the word Israel means to struggle with God. It's to say that God expects humanity to struggle with him because he's so holy and we're so human. He's so righteous and we're so ratchet. He's not intimidated by the struggle. You understand what I'm saying? But the struggle is meant to break us. He broke Jacob's hip.
Yep.
It's meant to humble us and break us.
definitely
So now
did.
we can, so now we can be who God calls us to be. But the struggle is cool. I'm not scared of sinners. I'm scared of saints without a struggle. You understand what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good.
Because you lying about something.
Yeah,
Right? You know what I'm saying?
It's not authentic.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's Israel. So God chose to call his people
Come on.
struggle with me. And I'm like, whoa.
That's
and
why I was just, the children of struggle with me?
Yeah.
You could have chosen anything.
You could have chosen anything.
What you
The children that
Anywhere
struggle
in
with
the
me.
world.
Man.
So because we're trying to become like Christ.
Yeah.
So that's the same in marriage. There's going to be the struggle to become one flesh, but it takes that brokenness
Yeah.
to accept the oneness. If you're not broken or humble, you're not going to have a successful
1000%.
marriage or successful anything. I don't think.
1000%.
One of the things that you're kind of hitting on, and I know I'll be respectful of time, is the transitions. Obviously, we've gone through a ton of transitions, and with every new transition comes a different set of, you almost, you almost evolve. And so I always use the example of the cell phone when you get that update and you have to readjust and figure out like, oh, the side button doesn't do that anymore. Or this is now gone, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like that represents like what happens in marriage. And so in your new transition where you're like, you're more honest, you're more transparent, you're more aware of your voice. That comes with confidence.
Totally, 100%.
I'm talking about y'all, but I'm also talking about but it comes with a set of confidence and all of those things. And for, your partner, whoever's on the receiving end of that can be like, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, totally.
What happened?
Yeah,
you're not who you were yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm so confused
because
totally. What happened? You went to bed and woke up a different person.
Exactly. We've definitely gone through that process.
Pastor Cam? No, really. We have.
And I knew it would rock the boat, and that's why I never, ever wanted to do it. I don't like to make people feel sad or feel lonely, or I don't like to make people feel rejected. And so, but it took my voice away, worrying how somebody's going to feel about something. And instead, I'm dying inside, but I'm worried about how he's going to feel. Just like I'm still alive and God kept me, He gonna keep him with him knowing the truth too. Like God is keeping us. But again, if I keep thinking that is me being a good wife is why we still married, I'm not gonna say nothing. If I think it's me because I'm not saying nothing and I'm letting him do anything he want, then I can't say nothing. But until I got to know who I was and what marriage was really about, that is a calling, it's not for everybody, and that I'm his helper. And instead of just letting him just do anything without saying anything, that's not being a good wife. So I had to learn the negative sides of me as well. And I had to learn like, okay, that's pride. You don't want to say something because you don't want to be rejected. So now you're thinking about you, not just him. So it's just like you're thinking about him, you're thinking about you, and you're just not growing, not moving. But you got to conquer that fear, be courageous, speak the truth in love. Sometimes I mess up.
We all do.
But you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I love him. And so I want to talk about it.
For the most part, she loves me.
No, I love him. And I want to talk about it. And I don't want to lose something, that's important to me. So whatever I have to do, so break yourself full, I had to break my pride as well and just start being honest. And I know it would hurt and I would feel the intensity and I would feel his struggle because I went from one way to another.
Boy, you went from secretary to Catwoman.
But I did communicate every step. I won't just flip it like that. I communicate and I over communicate things. But it still doesn't mean it's not going to challenge him.
Sure.
For sure.
So because he's human too, he's part of it too. So it's a challenge for everybody.
The beautiful thing about these kind of transitions, at least for me, one of the words that I told Kev at the beginning of the year is that I wanted our relationship to feel more like a partnership. And I think that at least in my definition and kind of what I'm hearing from you as well, is that part of being a good wife, it wasn't a partnership. It was kind of going along to get along. So whatever you said, I felt like being a good wife was not offering a challenge. We also have this warped view of what it means to be submissive and all of these things. And so again, you lose yourself. And there's no way that, at least I don't believe I serve a God that would have a definition of being a good wife would make me feel so bad. Would make me feel so empty and depressed and sad. And those two things, I just don't believe I would serve a God that would do that to me and call it good.
That's right.
And so I have to be doing something wrong. I have to have this analyzed some type of way and I'm off. So let's go back to the drawing board and let's redefine what this relationship is. Not only so that you feel fulfilled, but so going forward, I do too. Both. And that's okay. That's an okay ask. That's not too much of an ask. And I feel like sometimes as women, we think it is. I often struggle with feeling like I am too much. My sister, can I help you today? You're not too much.
Amen. Wow.
Your request to be heard.
That's right.
Your request to be seen. Your request to be valued. I'm almost emotional thinking about it.
It's real.
It's not too much.
It's
not too much.
And what you're saying is so good. Your request to be, because the warped view of submit to your husbands. Let's just look at the word submit.
Come on, let's see if you're going to go with me.
No, I don't know if I am. I hope I am. But the word is not just come under. Submit also means to present.
Yeah.
May I submit this to you?
Come on.
So wives, submit to your
Yeah.
husband. Submit
Give
your
him
idea. You telling
ideas.
your girls, you airing out online, but you're not submitting it to your husband.
Right.
He went down to the second word in the
I like it.
dictionary.
Yeah,
I like
that's
it.
the
The
B.
second
I thought you were gonna
definition.
be the be under.
Yeah,
No, that's Roman
I like
numeral
the sub-
2.
Come on,
That's
let's go
good,
together.
Ty.
Let's
That's
go
good,
together.
Ty.
Let's go together.
He said that's past the time.
That was good.
That's good.
Let's go back to the 8 because this is the way I use it, and together we got a full definition because I like what you just
You
said.
know what I'm saying?
Because I actually believe that there is a 2-part responsibility given your definition
Amen.
on what submission is. The other part of that, at least for me, is that submission. The word is 2 words: sub, under, a mission.
Mission. Come on.
You need to have a mission
That's
for your
correct.
home,
Exactly.
and a house divided cannot stand.
Exactly.
So submission to me is when your husband or you submit the plan to one another. You both agree. 1, 2,
Yup.
3, break. And now you're going forward.
Correct.
If neither one of you are doing that, what we are doing now, we're against each other.
Yep.
You have I told you so conversations. I'm waiting for you to fall. I'm scared to be vulnerable with you because all you're going to say is you didn't do it my way.
Exactly.
Because we are no longer on the same page. We are no longer under
same
the
mission.
same
Exactly.
mission.
Exactly.
It says husbands submit to your wives too,
It
bro.
does.
Listen.
It does.
That's partnership.
Amen.
That's collaboration. That's
Yeah.
marriage. It's not about someone being hired. It's
Come
not
on,
about
man.
that.
No.
Come on.
Now listen, this is my honest truth. Once we agree, I say this all the time. I got my nails done. They got glitter. They got sparkles, and I got chrome.
Yeah.
Right.
Honey, you can leave
Right.
because these nails, I don't want to break them.
Right. I want to stay in my feminine
I don't want to.
energy.
I paid a lot of money to have the chrome,
That's
the
correct.
the
With
jewels,
the diamonds
and
with
the glitter.
Exactly.
Chrome's calls.
So once we agree, as long as I know once we get up here, we turning left.
Yeah.
go,
You
can do
go,
your thing.
Go.
Yeah, yeah,
Go
I
I just
love
need
that.
to know.
I just need to know.
Yes.
I just want to be there, right? I tell Kevin this all the time because his definition of husband was, I'm gonna put you in the castle. You don't do nothing, and I'm gonna be down here on the battlefield. And I'm
Fighter.
bad boys for life.
Yeah.
You take that way, I take this
That's
way.
me.
Guns blazing,
Correct.
back
Let's
to
go.
back.
Yeah, let's go. Exactly.
I'm not trying to be up in no.
Nope.
Now listen, I don't want to get shot
Rapunzel.
first.
Now,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
I don't want to
yeah.
get shot. No, you on the battlefield.
Nah, you gonna be down there.
You might
If
get
that's
grazed.
the door, you face that way.
Yep.
I'm a face, but no, now behind you though.
Right.
I got your back.
Exactly.
got your
Exactly. I got your back.
Pastor, you quiet. What's up?
I was just thinking.
What's up?
Listen. I thought y'all watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Nobody.
Never. Nope.
People who
I
watch.
missed that. I heard it was amazing.
I
It's
love,
amazing.
I love being
Horrible.
surrounded by
Terrible.
people.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Somebody in the comments get with me. I thought I married Catelyn Stark in this movie, and in this movie, her husband goes out, he fights, she stays home, keeps the house, and I come back and tell you what happened. And there's another character named Brienne of Tarth. She's a big woman. She has her own sword. She got hands like men. I married this woman who has this skill and ability, and then tried to be like, you go over here. And she's like, I am of no use in
the castle.
here. If you want me at my best, you need me where I am my best.
That's right.
And the crazy thing about marriage and time, the initial thing that attracted me to you, and the reason we are where we are, is because you were at your best. And somewhere
exactly.
along the way, your best got suppressed. And now you're just showing up, but you're
On
not
both
showing
sides.
up as your best.
Correct.
Yeah. And in my to my benefit, I will say, the suppressed version of her was easier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If everything I say you're
Comfortable
going
for
along
me.
with it,
Yeah.
there's no
Same
challenge.
thing.
Exactly.
We've been working out together, right? And one thing that I found out, if you are not struggling, if the weight is not heavy, you are not getting stronger.
Getting stronger.
It's only in the struggle.
Getting
Come on, Kev,
stronger.
that's
When you,
good.
it
That's
is.
real good.
Brother.
Pastor.
I have my little piece too.
Y'all ain't gotta go to therapy.
When-
I'm pushing for
You
you.
helping. You helping. Trying to
When
help.
you break, like the reason you need a spotter is
Bro.
because you have to get to the point where you literally can't, because your muscles tear and they rebuild themselves.
Come on.
If you
This is
avoid
so
that
good,
struggle,
bro.
if you avoid that, you are weak.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. 20 pounds, I
Yeah,
can curl
correct.
that. You can do 1,000. It is a waste
I
of your
agree.
time,
I agree.
and you are not gaining any strength. You are literally doing nothing.
I agree.
You are better off struggling for
Yeah.
20 minutes
Goodness.
than being easily done for an
Yeah.
hour. And I think in my naivete, I thought, oh, we cool because I ain't struggling. But there was literally no growth for me as a husband.
Yep.
So now that she is back to herself. Now I'm struggling, but I'm growing. Now
That's
my
good,
reflex ain't so. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna go for that. She ain't gonna
Right.
go for that. She ain't gonna go for
Right.
that.
Same.
I ain't had to do that in a long time. She ain't gonna go for that. You know what I'm saying? So now, and
growing.
I have found as I meet those needs and allow her to show us her full self, I get her full self.
Yes.
Right? Because if you are feeling compressed, whether it's my fault or not, if I don't honor her change and I fight her against it, we just gonna be beefing. When she is free to be her full self, then I get the benefit of her full self.
1 + 1 is 2.
That is so,
Come on.
That is
1 +
a
1 is
word,
2.
bro.
No, for
I might
real.
got to cash
Because you working against it if you don't flow with it.
You working?
Like,
It's like
what are you?
I'm a big sports fan. Big sports analogies.
Hey.
Love it.
Okay.
Another Kev
Michael
on stage
Vick.
sports
Everybody will
analogy.
get this one. Michael Vick and Tom Brady play the same position very differently. Any coach who tries to make Michael Vick be Tom
like
Brady
they're gonna miss it.
is wasting Michael
Got
Vick.
it. That's
Any
right.
coach who tries to make Tom Brady be Michael Vick is wasting Tom
Tom
Brady.
Brady.
The best coaches get the best out of the way you are.
Come on.
And they don't try to
So-
make you
Come
be
on.
somebody you ain't, because it's a waste.
Man, that's
You can't
a
make
waste.
Michael Vick stay in the pocket. And also, they can't tackle him.
Right.
Let him
Let him
go.
do him.
So trying to
That's
make
so
Melissa a
good.
castle person, it's a waste. She
Yeah.
want to be out here fighting. And the other thing about this is, and this is the maturity part of it, you should never be rooting for your spouse's failure
Come on.
Right.
or adding to it. Oh, you want to be out here in the battlefield? Then
Well,
get
go ahead.
hit.
Yeah,
Watch.
sabotaging it.
And
yeah.
now what?
Where-
Now she gets
Now
hurt.
we both
Whoa.
messed up.
Now we both hurt.
We both hurt. Both broke.
How about we both, like she said, back to back? You watch this door, I'm gonna watch the window.
Yo, man.
Don't let me get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to be my full version of myself. Because I
Right.
also don't want to be in a marriage that's 30, 40 years down the line and we ain't been cool for a long time. We
Yeah.
just together for the kids because the kids is gone. They got their own marriages. So now
Correct.
what's gonna keep you there? And we don't got no regular jobs to go to.
Right.
So if we beefing, we gonna be beefing every
face.
day, all
Exactly.
day. ain't no call center to go to.
Right.
Ain't no work wife, work husband.
Oh my
We
goodness.
beefing from sun up
From
to
sun up.
sundown.
Yes, man.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Won't
I
let it
love that.
happen.
I
Yep,
love that,
that's
man.
so good.
I love that. You free to be free.
Yes.
Free to be me.
I'm free.
That's the best way to do it, man. And just learning to love that version of them.
Yeah.
Instead of being controlling and
Yeah.
wanting the Shanté that Ty wants.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
control. I can go in Sims
Oh,
and
Ty.
create the Shanté
Yeah.
that I want.
When
Come
I
on,
tell
Ken.
you that was
That's good.
the truth, the part of me that had to look in the mirror and realize that was a little ugly and whack is you really just wanted the help meet. You didn't want
Yeah.
the partner.
Most men.
Come on,
You
bro.
just
That's
I was
good, kid.
That's
I was
very
good.
trained
That's good.
that submit wasn't the part you
Right,
said or the
right,
part.
right.
I took it as do
Sit
what I
down.
say. And
Yeah.
I'm the man.
Just-
Right.
Especially if I provide.
Right.
Because that's what they told me.
Right.
When the deacon sat me down, they said, all you got to do is pay the bills and then she do everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Ain't nobody told me I got to be vulnerable. I ain't never heard no
They
man
don't
tell me
teach
that
us.
in life
They
to
sure
this
don't.
day.
It's really a
They
disservice.
don't. It's
Never. Y'all told me I got to pay the bills.
Right.
And then she will listen. I paid the bills. She not
did not
listening. She has her own ideas. Y'all talk about something
Right.
from 1940,
Yes.
1960. In the 2000s, them women is paying their own bills.
different.
They
Trust me.
saying that I got my
I
own
got
money.
it. Yeah.
And you ain't finna talk to me in no kind of way. Y'all was talking to them crazy.
That's right.
They talking about I'll go back to my mama's house. And her mom said it's cool and I'll cook.
Right.
Y'all
right.
gotta teach me some more stuff.
Yep.
Cause what y'all taught me was gonna end this at 7 years.
Literally, man.
And also y'all got divorced.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
So
ain't nobody told me that stuff.
Yeah, man.
So I think that's what I had to learn is that I wanted it to be easy and I wanted it to be my way.
Yeah.
And what we don't realize is we need that.
Oh yeah.
We need to be vulnerable to somebody. We need to express. We don't realize we need that. We just used to being, the
Yeah.
king of the jungle.
Yes.
But that's fear based. That's fear. That's because I'm scared I'm not gonna be respected. I'm scared. I'm scared she's not gonna think I'm a man. I'm scared. So we
how she gonna react.
Yeah.
Jonathan Major's been talking about this with masculinity, and I've been seeing all these interviews.
Really?
And he was saying that masculinity is both. It's strength and vulnerability. It's toughness and tenderness.
That's good.
And if you do one of, you can't be a father that's always this.
Right.
You got to, and you can't be a husband that's always
Yeah.
there. And we've been taught or we've accepted that it's only one way.
Right.
Strength toughness, leadership. A good leader listens more than he talks. But we just want to be up there banging the gavel, do what I say.
Easy.
Every good leader, every great innovator has always had other people around them. And I think it's a lot of fear. To what you said about rejection. What if she don't like it? What if she don't respect me? So I come in with the false bravado.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna make up for the other part with how I present. Because you be scared and listen, and it might be wrong.
Right.
She might reject you, but that don't mean it's wrong.
Right.
We better, and she's been saying this, and I've been learning it as best I can. Even if we agree to disagree, that's better than you thinking you know what I want and trying to give me an answer that fulfills what you think I want.
That's so good.
Especially if I know the anyway.
I know,
I know anyway.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about it and
good.
agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Yep.
And most tough guys I know from the hood or whatever, they teddy bears too.
Bruh.
Every tough guy's a teddy bear. So stop fronting, guys.
Somewhere in there.
At least you have a safe place to be a teddy bear too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So, just fear and love cannot dwell in the same place.
Yeah.
So that's why love casts out the fear.
Yep.
You need to find somebody worth your vulnerability, worth your communication, worth your honesty, worth your struggle.
Because let me tell you what else I thought, Ty.
What's up?
I'm not gonna lose you and then have to do it somewhere else.
Right.
And
That's
I also
okay.
don't want a fake version of what I think I want.
Right.
It's the equivalent of a little kid thinking they want ice cream for dinner. You think you want it
think.
until I let you have it.
Yeah.
And
you
that
sick.
gas
And
hit
now
you
you
at
go-
midnight.
You
Listen,
sick, your stomach
Our
hurt.
son
your
ate a
stomach
whole bunch of candy one day. We tried to tell him he was too sweet. This boy ate about a pound of candy and almost died on that toilet.
Got you.
bet.
And when I tell you, he said, "Oh, there wasn't no way y'all
That
could have told me that."
Yeah.
You got
I had
apples,
to
mom.
go.
Yeah.
He laid on that
Apples and oranges.
off that thing all day.
Yeah, man.
And because you think you want that, but if you want to be in a real relationship,
Come on, man.
Real.
you gonna do that work.
Yeah.
Gonna do
Or
Yeah.
you ain't, and it ain't gonna be real.
It ain't gonna be
Yeah.
real.
You gonna know it ain't.
That's so good,
Yeah.
man.
You gonna know you like, dang.
Yeah.
At least you would challenge me.
Right.
At least you brought something to the table.
Yeah.
Right.
You just got a BBL
Yeah.
and lashes.
Exactly.
But I need help with this business,
Yeah,
though. I don't know what
exactly.
business.
You know what
I
I'm
need,
saying?
Sex can't help me right now.
Oh, no.
The taxes weren't accepted.
Yeah.
Melissa
Wisdom.
used to make sure that happened.
Right.
The BBL ain't. The IRS don't care about the
They don't
BBL.
care about the
They
BBL.
don't.
Where is the tax money? I need your help with that.
And we do it all.
Yes.
We've done it
I ain't
all.
trading
We do
that
it all of it.
No.
I need a BBL and an LLC.
Exactly.
Come on, a BBL and an LLC.
Exactly.
BBLLC. I feel like speaking in tongues.
Come on, BBLLC. BBLLC. Say it quick. Say it quick.
God.
We got too much to talk about.
We
We got
do.
to do
Oh
more.
my
shows.
God,
We
this
got
is
to
great.
go back.
This is
Yeah.
great.
I feel like,
no.
We need a whole series.
No,
We
for
need
real.
listen. In church, this is what reminded me because I thought we was going to talk about one thing, but I think we needed to talk about something else.
Right.
Remember in church when they said, well, the Holy Ghost had his
Something
own
had his
way.
own
We
way.
just said.
The Holy God moved. I ain't even get to preach today.
Yeah.
Do you remember the programs with
was
the
about to say.
whatever
Yeah,
We
Asterisk.
led by the
Yeah.
Spirit.
program subject to change due to the Holy
Oh,
Ghost?
come on.
All right.
That's what that was.
And that's what
I
today
love it.
was, man.
That's what that
I
was.
love
We
it.
love y'all, man.
This
All
was
of it was
fantastic.
great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Amazing.
man. You're
Fantastic.
amazing,
Thank
Melissa.
you.
You're
Thank
amazing.
you are.
My
Thank
first
you.
time meeting you. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You made
You
a
are.
wise decision, Kev. You
Bruh.
are,
For real.
but you know that.
Two good decisions in
Top
my
of the
life.
line, top
Give
of
my
the
life
line,
to
but-
God and marrying this woman.
Yes, sir.
Everything
You did.
else
Yeah.
has flowed. I get my eternity straight first.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't want to be there.
I ain't want to mess that
Right.
up.
Once I got that cool,
Then I can do this.
every other two decisions have
Exactly.
flowed from those two.
I love it, man.
God
I
bless
love
you.
it. Thank
God
y'all.
bless.
Thank you. So it was my
Man.
first time meeting y'all, but this was fantastic.
It was
Yes.
amazing.
You know that
Lovely.
time?
No.
I came in here like, what's up, homie? She was like, good meeting you. I was like, oh, yeah, we ain't met.
Yeah.
I be trying to be remembering.
And I followed
Yeah.
you
No,
on
you
all
probably
that.
did.
Remember it.
I be trying to be
Yes, sir.
remembering.
It's an honor. It is
I
an
love
honor.
it.
True
I had a
honor.
great time. And
Same.
because, listen, we don't often get to talk to the wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I had the
Exactly.
opportunity
That's
to
good.
like for the audience to hear, see you, hear
Yeah.
your voice,
Amen.
understand your story. You know what I'm
Indeed.
saying?
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you
It
for
was
that.
amazing.
Thank you
Yes.
for
Plus,
yes.
we got the good Ty interview on what was the name of the show you don't no longer do?
Coming to the stage.
Coming to the stage, child. Child.
Every interview wasn't your interview.
Really?
Mm-mm.
It was what?
I said every interview wasn't your
Wow.
interview.
Your interview was low key.
Yours
There was
wasn't.
a blog post that came
Oh.
after your interview. They didn't credit it, but I was
No.
like, y'all didn't know that until after.
Until
you
And
after-
y'all
yeah.
cut me out of the
I know what
TikTok.
you're talking about. I know what
That
you're
was a
talking about.
full frame.
I
It
know
was
what you're talking about.
Ty.
Yeah, I was
said,
like,
yo,
show me too.
Yo,
But it was cool. It was
Wow.
what it supposed to,
Yeah.
what it was supposed to
It was
be.
fantastic.
Yeah, I loved it.
It
Oh, it
was
was great.
I loved it. It was one of my
As a little
favorite
church kid,
interviews.
it was gold.
Yeah, it
to
was
me.
fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining us on today's episode of Marriage Be Hard. Check out Ty Tribbett's on tour. Tell them the situation.
Hey, y'all, I'm on tour. Y'all, you got to go to TyTribbett.com. It's the All Things New tour. And I just dropped it. We released All Things New July 8th last year. We did a release concert, yo, in Orlando. And it was like, so I put it out. It just came out
Live
Friday.
version.
Yep.
I saw this on Instagram. I'm just telling the people act like I didn't know. But I
Kev,
saw when you did it on
I
Instagram.
remember your response
It was
to All
fantastic.
Things New. I remember your response to Get Up and all that.
yeah.
Kev, if you listen
Horned?
to this All Things
That's it.
New Live in Orlando album, you will be hanging out the car window
Yeah.
with your tongue out like a dog. It is so good. God just came and just sat with us like, oh,
I love that.
No, for real, the musicianship, the creativity,
That's
all of
Spank and
it.
Thad and the horns.
That's
and
what we know Ty for.
You-
That's what we
Nostalgia.
love.
the live ones. I just let it
All
flow.
that.
You're gonna hear my mistakes. You're gonna hear
love
Kev.
it.
Kev, please.
Ty,
Okay.
You're asking me to
Yeah, I know
listen
you're
to
not-
your music. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
number
deal.
one.
Okay, for you guys.
Yeah, for y'all. I got it.
Listen.
Live in Orlando is out now, but go to TyTribbett.com to see where I'll be in a city near you for the All Things New tour or live experience. My
Fantastic.
daughter's dancing with me. Also, come here real quick.
Come on,
There she is.
She called on the interview last time. She
Oh,
called.
yeah, he
Yeah,
stopped.
I told her anytime
And I
you call me.
respected it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
respected
for
it.
that.
Love it.
As
So,
a father, I get it.
Yeah,
yeah. You got to earn that trust. You got to keep it.
She's
I
doing
love
It's
it.
a family affair. Y'all come check us out. All Things New tour. Thank you, Kev.
of
Thank you,
course.
Melissa.
I love
we
you
love
so
y'all,
much.
man.
I love
Love
you
y'all.
God bless y'all. We will talk with Ty and Shanté another time.
As many
We-
times they
we
allow
is-
us.
They are
Correct.
just great
Yep.
friends.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate y'all. Y'all check out their stuff, everything they're working on, and we'll see you next time.
Wait.
I was about to say, Shanté, you want to shout out?
Yeah.
something?
Oh, what? ShantéTribbett.com. Anybody need a life coach? Anybody need somebody to talk to? Somebody to journey yourself through life with? We all need wise counsel. So if you need me, ShantéTribbett.com. Go there, push life coach, and fill out the information.
And follow her on Instagram too.
Follow me on
Shanté
Instagram.
Get your
Tribbett.
life coach.
Get your
Come
life
on.
coach.
I just hired a life coach.
You did?
I did. So
Wow.
I'm,
you missed it.
I'm
No, it's a real
100%. I
deal.
know,
No,
it's
but
a real
I,
deal.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with this.
Yeah.
Therapists
Oh,
look at the
good.
past, and
Yeah.
life coaches take
of
you to
that.
where you want to go.
That's right.
So
Therapists
I've
look at the
enjoyed it.
past. Life coaches take you where you want to go.
I love it so much.
That's
So
right.
highly recommend. I mean, obviously she's not my life coach, but I
Yeah.
love my
Hey,
life coach.
you-
so
yeah,
I'm
you recommend
recommending
life
her.
coaching. That's right.
By
I
way
agree with
of
the idea.
Yep.
correct.
Yeah.
Therefore,
That's right.
Thank
go
y'all.
do the things. Bye. Bye.